Okay, you guys are very welcome. Thank you for being here with me today. Welcome everybody that's returning, and those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. So just a little FYI, I will be taking a break, okay? I don't know if you guys have seen that I've been kind of upset the past few readings. So I plan to take, some days off. And so just keep an eye out for I will come back though. Just keep an eye out for like when it puts off that. Make sure that you are subscribed and that you tap the notification bell so that you're basically notified when I go live. Okay. All right. So I hope everybody is having a good day. Happy Sunday fun day. All right. Okay, so we are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit. We're asking that the Most High God and the Holy Spirit come be with us now. Oh, so what I was going to say is that if you guys have any questions, today is the day to ask those questions because I won't be on here for, I don't know, maybe a week or 4 days or 6 days or whatever. It'll be just a little bit of a break. So, oh, thank you. Welcome in, Honesty Wins. Okay, so we are asking that the God, the Holy Spirit, Our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, our ancestors, the archangels, and our higher self come be with us now. We also call all of our power back and all of our energy back to us. And we're asking that our guides and our ancestors and the Most High and Jesus Christ and the Ascended Masters put a protective cloak around us, keeping us safe during this reading, and then thus before and afterwards. We thank you, God, for all that you do for us. We honor you, we praise you, we worship you. All honor, glory, and praise and worship goes to you. Thank you for these messages and thank you for these downloads. And I love you, God. Amen. Okay, so my legal disclaimer is in the description box below. I don't know why, but I just started tasting a hamburger. Maybe a hamburger is significant, or a cheeseburger. But yeah, so we are calling upon the Most High God, asking the Most High God to come be with us now. And then also, by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. Oh, thank you. I will miss you guys too. It's just something I got to do to keep my mental health so that it doesn't deteriorate. But it is what it is. I mean, everybody at some point has to take a break, and I work probably more than most people do. All right. So, yeah, no bullying, no evil eye, etc., etc. Okay. So my message for you guys today is about the ending of spiritual warfare. Yay. So this cycle of spiritual warfare is over. These people need to stop playing with your life / your journey. Okay. It's a no. Breaks are okay. We need them. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, it is a definite no. All right. This person that's trying to start a new cycle with you, they're being blocked out of your energy. Oh, thank you, you guys. I love you so much. So they're being blocked out of your energy. This person's not happy about this. They're like, excuse me, because this entitled person is like, excuse me, where is the energy that I stole? Oh, bubble baths are wonderful. Oh my gosh, y'all. I have this this Epsom salt bubble bath that's got sandalwood, valerian, and orange in it. And it is like I add some extra Himalayan salt into it. And then I add a couple drops of the sacred oil that I create. And dude, it is like the best spiritual bath. Oh my gosh. So if you guys are looking for spiritual bath stuff, it's just like Epsom salt bubble bath. Epsom salt bubble bath. And it has valerian in it. And valerian is really good for getting rid of like psychic vampirism. And then it has orange and sandalwood. And I love this stuff. Like when I feel, because I have like a salt tub that I have a hot tub, but it's a salt water hot tub. And for those of you that are investing in getting a hot tub, I strongly suggest that you get a salt water hot tub. So the hot tub that I use has like Dead Sea salt in it, which is like it actually creates natural chlorine in the water so that it stays clean and stuff like that. But yeah, very therapeutic for taking spiritual baths. And so when I don't do that, then sometimes I'll take the Epsom salt bubble bath and I just add a little bit of pink Himalayan salt to it. I add a little bit of pink Himalayan salt to my cleanser as well. And it seems like it cleanses negative energy. Like if I make 4 Thieves vinegar, I'll add some pink Himalayan salt to that. And when I use that to clean, it cleans out all negative energy. So some tips for you guys. But yeah, absolutely love it. It's a great investment. And I was like, so it was only $5 to get the Epsom salt bubble bath. And I was like, do I just get the bag of Epsom salt or do I get the bubble bath? So I couldn't decide. So I got both. And I'm so happy that I got both. All right. So we're going to just check and see what's going on here. I also put little pieces of selenite in my bath as well, which is this cleansing crystal. So as it's running, I'll throw a little piece of selenite in there. It does dissolve in water over time, but it's one that's safe to use that way. All right. So yeah, that's spiritual baths. And then what I did for, okay, so when I don't want to take a hot tub or a spiritual bath and I just want to take a shower, what I do is, you do use salt in the things in your bath. Good. What I do is I take just dollar store bubble bath and I add pink Himalayan salt to it. I bless that and I add also Epsom salt to it, and it basically dissolves in the bubble bath. And then I'll use a what are they called, loofah thing, the scrubby things, and I'll basically bless the bubble bath. And because it's children's bubble bath, it's like bubble gum flavor. It doesn't sting the eyes or anything. And then I'll just wash everything from head to bottom. With that, I'll put it in the loofah and it foams up and everything. And so that is a way that you can do. If you don't want to do it, because salt scrubs, they kind of hurt, to be honest. So dissolving the salt into a bubble bath or any form of body wash is like going to be much easier on your skin. So that is the way that I take spiritual showers. And I just wash everything. I start from the top, I go all the way to the bottom. And then I use, I make soap with moldavite oil. So I have moldavite oil soap that's got Florida water in it and moldavite. So I go then in my private areas and I wash that obviously after. And then I also put stuff in my shampoo and stuff so that I can do a hair wash. So yeah, that is what I would suggest if you're like, I don't want to do a salt scrub because it's just painful on the skin. So we're going to see who this fool is. Literally, I rolled the number 2, but I feel like this person is wanting to hide in your energy. They don't want you noticing that they're there because they're trying to like literally use a crowbar to get back into your energy. And you have angels with swords, flaming swords surrounding your aura. Oh yeah, make sure you guys like the video, tap the notification bell, and make sure you're subscribed. So yeah, like so many things to say that I forget. But this person is like pissed because they were using a cord to attach to you, and now they don't have that cord to attach to you. 6. So it's like literally, they were trying to drain finances from you and they can't do that. This person is losing a lot of money really quickly. I also get that this person could have a gambling addiction, or they could just be taking a gamble when it comes to trying to reattach to your energy. To me, when somebody's been booted out of the energy, I just saw a Pokemon in my mind's eye. So maybe this person is looking at you like you're a rare Pokemon and that they need to stay attached to you. That is absolutely pathetic. Holy crap. So you're dealing with somebody that's extremely self-centered. They're really upset because they don't have access to you anymore, and they don't have access to your energy. Basically, they're looking at you like a rare Pokemon that they'll never come across again. And this person's trying to capture you. They're trying to capture your energy in a bottle, in a doll, in something, Yeah, now you don't know if someone is just throwing something at you. Oh, if you just cleanse this morning, like I said, somebody is attempting it, but they're not being successful. This is why this person's so pissed off. You're probably picking up on this person's anger and rage towards you rather than actually anything spiritually going on. And this is where knowing your empathic energy, you guys are empaths, obviously. And the empathic gift for me, the entire lifetime of this lifetime and probably others, until I learned how to cleanse the empathic energy and use it to heal, it seems like a curse. Even though it is a genetic gift, we get our genetic gifts from our parents. So like my birth mother was a high priest, voodoo high priestess, psychic. My mother's aunt, same thing, tarot card reader. And on my dad's side, everybody on my dad's side are all Reiki practitioners. They're also extremely psychic. So I have these gifts coming from both angles of my lineage, right? You guys have a lot of empathic energy, which means that you could have had a father or a mother that was an empath. And so if your household was chaotic growing up, it's what was going on was, your parents didn't know. A lot of our parents didn't know how to use their abilities. Some of us, like my parents, they did know, but a lot of parents didn't know how to use their abilities. And so there could have been a lot of empathic energy that was being shared around the family. And that's kind of what I get, is that you can, just by thinking about somebody, you guys can connect with their energy. And that's why That's why being, that saying that says, be still and know that I am God. The whole point of that is to basically calm yourself, to become still, and to let God do what God's going to do. You do have the ability to clear that empathic energy though. And then again, when people are projecting their energy, I have a little mirror that I put facing towards the front door on the inside of the house, so that if anybody is directing negative energy towards my house, I just tell that mirror to reject it, to send it back. But you can literally use yourself as a mirror. And when people are projecting their energy onto you, anytime you are thinking thoughts that you feel are not authentically yours, okay, anytime you're in a bad mood or depressed, this is why I want you guys to stop what you're doing in that moment and go, okay, was there something I was just thinking? Was there something I was just doing? Or is this somebody else's energy? Developing that yes and no answering technique from the truth of God is so important, so you can ask yourself these questions and get an answer back. That way you're not just walking around either with somebody else's projections, because that's what makes people feel good. They love when they are able to project their energy onto y'all and make you guys feel the way that they feel. But if you know that you're not a loser, obviously that you're not a broke scumbag, that is not your energy if that's what you're feeling. Okay, so just becoming more aware is going to be really helpful. Good. Okay, well, when you have enough funds, the book will really, really help you in so many ways. So yeah, and it's fairly cheap. It is fairly cheap. I forget how much it is. I think it's like $14 maybe. But it's definitely $14 well invested. I mean, for me, because I had the psychic end of the abilities, this is like the other half to that. Welcome in Supernatural 7. I was in suicidal spaces, and when I started reading this book, I was able to get out of those projections and get out of that energy, and basically started breaking spells and clearing energy. And I had no idea I could even do that. And so the intuitive workbook helped me develop a yes and no answer system, so that when clients would come into the Crystal Ray and I would be able to ask questions and get yes and no immediately, and not have to like do a prayer and wait for a long time. So that's the good thing about the book. It's basically a cheat code. It's like getting to the Matrix. It's like getting a cheat code, basically. So what I'm hearing is that this person is pissed off because they can't have access back to your energy. They're throwing an adult tantrum, and they're also telling people that you've done black magic on them. And I'm sorry, sir, ma'am, it, they, them, whoever this person is. No, you have not done black magic on anybody. Okay. In betweeners, literally. You've not done anything. Like, all you did was cancel and rebuke this person, and you asked God to remove. You're like, whoever's energy this is, God, please remove it. And God has cut the cord. So this person what they're actually feeling is a cord being cut, and they're attributing that not being able to drain your energy anymore. They're literally attributing that to you doing black magic on them, which is, I think, ridiculous. Secondly, this person that's going around telling people that you've just done black magic on them, they have not done any type of divination. They've not sought any person that's a psychic, or an intuitive. They've not done. There's an easy. Okay, if you guys ever want to find out if you've been cursed, crossed, or hexed, okay, a crossing happens when, I'm just going to give examples. When you cut somebody, okay, so somebody could send the crossing energy if you cut them off while you're driving. Somebody could send the crossing energy if you steal somebody's boyfriend. Somebody could send the crossing energy if you make them jealous with the amount of presents you get on confirmation on Christmas. Okay. So crossing energy it is karma that's from another lifetime, but it usually pops in and it makes the situation worse. I don't know if you guys have ever had a situation where you're like, why is this person reacting the way that they're reacting? Like, why are they so upset? This was not a big deal, and yeah, intentionally hated. Like, this was not a big deal. You have to understand that the reason that person is so triggered is because there is karma. There is an upset energy that's unrelated. Well, it's not unrelated, but it's unresolved from another lifetime. And they're relating that energy to this experience in this lifetime. So that's why crossings can happen, okay, where people will try to intentionally cross your roads. And then hexes, are shorter than curses. They don't last as long as curses, but they can still be very destructive. And then curses are also genetic, stuff like that. So basically, how to determine if you are cross, jinx, hex, whatever. Okay. First of all, you could get this book and just ask. But if you don't have that ability, take a bowl of water, take 2 matches. Okay. Light the matches, blow the matches out, or you don't even have to blow them out. You can just throw them into the water. You basically, you throw the matches into the bowl of water. And if those matches end up crossing, that means something's been done, like either a crossing, a jinx, a hex, or a curse. If those matches float away from each other, that means that there's nothing going on. If those matches get close to each other and start touching, that means that somebody attempted it, but they were not successful. Okay. And so from that point, to remove the energy, you could do an egg cleanse where you take an egg, a raw egg that's still in its shell, and you roll it through your aura, starting from your feet, going up. It's better to have somebody help you with this so they can get the back of your body. And then you'll take a glass. Okay. You can put some water in the bottom of it, but you don't have to. And you crack that egg in the glass. If that egg looks distorted in any way or the energy is weird coming off of it, that means that you had something on you. And so then you take the egg that's got the stuff in it, you go somewhere off your property, and you basically dig a hole and then bury that egg and then pray over the earth. Okay. And then, like, because you've just done a removal, you go back and you take another egg, you do it again, you continue to do the egg cleanse until that egg comes out looking 100% normal, like a regular egg. Okay. Not like the yolk is being split, not like there's any fuzzy gray black energy coming off of it. Because for me, when I've done the egg cleanse, that's what I've literally seen. And it's to the point where I should probably do a video on how to do an egg cleanse when I feel like I've got something on me, because you will be able to see verbatim what I'm talking about. Like it's nasty energy, but it's physical energy that other people can see, because it's like black smoke like stuff looking. That's kind of what it looks like. So that is so remember the bowl of water, the 2 matches, what it means. And you can Google these things because these are very old ways of how to get things off of you. Does that make sense? Okay. Wow, that is too many cards at once, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, King of Cups. So there could be a masculine energy that's like, when I looked at this dude's face right now, I felt like this person's very sad. They're like, what is going on here? Why am I not connected to their energy? Why am I not able to draw from them? So you have somebody that could be somebody that's a wise counsel, or they could have been somebody that was a wise counsel. This person feels jaded. They feel like you've done something to them just recently. Okay, so there's more than one person that's pissed off, because you had like a coven of people attacking you with spiritual warfare. And now that this spiritual warfare, we as people, we cannot control the way our spirit guides, our guardian angels, the Most High, Jesus, and the ascended masters, we can't control what they decide, and our ancestors. I don't know if I said that, our spirit guides, all that. We can't control what our ancestors do with this psychic warfare, spiritual warfare shit. Like, it's our job to recognize it for what it is and to not feed into it, and to call and ask for help, basically, like, ring, ring, ring. Hello, God. Could you please help me with this? That's what our job is. But as far as returning it, we don't have to do anything to return it. You can light a candle and do a return to sender, but like, your ancestors and your spirit guides are going to do it for you. So it's thank you for saying spiritual bouncer. It's exactly like that. It's like the celebrity does not control how their bouncer responds to a threat. Okay. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, just because you guys are not murderers, okay, does not mean that you did not have an ancestor that had no problem with being a murderer. And I'm not trying to talk shit on nobody's ancestors. I just know that mine are ruthless. Okay. And they will fuck somebody's life up and be relentless. Okay. And so you also can't control what the extraterrestrials decide to do on your behalf. All right. So knowing that, when these people come towards you with false accusations, just ignore them. I would be like, you know what? I'm sorry that you're feeling this way, but you're probably experiencing a backfire because you are trying to create spiritual warfare against me. And it went on for cycles and cycles and cycles. And now that this is over, it's over. When it's over, it's over. Like this person has been completely extracted out of your energy. If this person was like, bind it into your energy, spirit took a knife and cut them out and then put more of your own energy back. I feel like this King of Cups is experiencing a reversal of them siphoning your energy. Now this person's energy is being siphoned, and whatever they had in these storehouses, however they were storing your energy, whether it was in a crystal ball, deck of cards, a voodoo doll, whatever effigy they were using to store your energy, all of that energy is coming back to you because it's your energy. And this person is starting to have to live in their own energy, and they dislike this very much so. And this is why they are projecting. You know what I mean? Let's get the likes up, you guys. This is why they're wanting to project this energy onto you, because they want you to feel the way that they feel, and they want to feel the way that you feel. This person is like trying to like smoke you like you're hash or some shit, literally. Yes, they're just watching. That's all that they can do now. And this is truly I don't want to say it's like the best punishment, but it is poetic justice. Okay. It just is. For these people to watch you guys ascend and not be able to go with you, for them, that is the worst thing. Like the worst thing that they could have thought was possible was to watch you guys succeed and them not be able to do anything about it. And they can't. These people cannot do anything about it. Knight of Swords. So yes, there is more than one person here that was doing this. These people, the way I'm looking at how these cards are facing each other, these people are fighting each other right now because they're like, what did you do? They're blaming each other for why they're kicked out of your energy, not even realizing that this whole government and the people in it and the military were trying to live off of the chosen ones, and they needed to stop. And this is why it's been reversed. Yeah, they're being exposed. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? If you guys feel like crying, I will be the first one to tell you that it's okay to cry. I don't know if you guys grew up in a household where people didn't say I love you, or they said, what did my mom say when I was younger? Oh, I'll give you something to cry about, right? So if you grew up in a household where crying was unacceptable, let it out. Allow yourself to cry. Know that every time one of your tears leaves your eye and hits the ground, that is a lamentation. Welcome in, Shaman Maria, and welcome in 6965. That's a lamentation to your ancestors. And this is the one reason why ancestors come back. You Yoda today, I love that. This is why ancestors will straight up come back pissed off, because that lamentation has upset them. And this is why you never want to make a child of God cry. You definitely don't. Looks like the Marines are getting heavy armor. Yeah. Well, whatever they're doing, it's not anything close to the protection that you have. These people would love, oh, you donated. Thank you. These people would love to have your protection. And they've even asked for it. Well, I want their protection. No, it doesn't work like that. Protection does not work like that. Protection works on the premise of you being in the upright. And this is why you guys are always protected. And these people are not in the upright. You know what I mean? This is why they're not protected. Like verbatim, literally, that's it. Ace of Wands. This is a perfect time for you guys to begin new projects, for you guys to meet new people, for you guys to go out on dates, for you guys to become sociable again. Maybe you're getting ready to make a dating profile. You're being encouraged to become social again. And I think it's because this cycle of psychic warfare is over. Yeah, gotta take a life of suffering to get that, if they only knew. Yeah. I would not hold on to that belief, but it does seem to be that way. Like that the chosen have suffered the most out of everybody. And it just seems that way. And I think it's because had you guys not gone through things, you wouldn't be able to guide others through the same stuff. And this is why these people are envious, Yeah, letting it go, releasing it is going to be really helpful. And because anytime you hold on a grudge to anybody else, you're basically creating a cord to that person. That's why forgiveness is so key. The lovers, look what I said about like social media, making what is it called? Getting on a dating app. For some of you guys, it is needed to get on a dating app because you guys don't leave your house often. And so, oh, I love you guys too. So it's just so important that you are being social and I know that I won't say it COVID, but it kind of ruined us. It ruined our social skills. For me, I really felt that way. And so now I'm kind of trying to get back in the groove, but I am very particular about the people I surround myself with in general. I feel like I connect a lot more with you guys online than I do with anybody in my real life, to be honest. I mean, obviously I have family that I care about, but that I can be honest with. But yeah, I've not come across legit people like you guys. You know what I mean? Like in real life. So I still have the hope though that I will be able to be social, you know. I've never been really somebody that was liked my whole life. So look at this, 6 of Cups. When I say that whatever this ritual shit was that happened to you when you were younger, some of you guys could be uncovering rituals that were done on you as a child. This shit has been reversed, like literally. Yes, you're very particular about who you're connected with. Exactly. Exactly. And I don't go around sharing my sexual energy or anything like that. Like the person's got to be top tier. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, they're reducing trans soldiers in the military service. Interesting. Wow. That's interesting. I had no idea that they were doing anything like that. I think if trans people want to be in the army, they should be. But, you know, I have my own opinion about the army and killing and stuff like that. I think that I'm glad that we have a military. I'm thankful for everybody that served our country. Okay, to everybody that has. But for my personal journey, I do not like weapons. I don't like guns. I've shot a gun maybe twice in my life and I did not like it. And so I don't think I could cause like death to anybody. I just don't think I could. So I'm glad that there are people that can protect us. But as far as, you know, my personal stance, I'm a very peaceful person. I feel more comfortable with peace. They're confused with who they are. Exactly. You guys are dealing with a lot of people that don't know who they are in the spirit. They don't know who they're meant to be in this lifetime either. Because it's one thing to figure out who your higher self is. It's another thing to figure out what you're here to do. And some of you are here to rectify things from the past. Like I've rectified Lucifer and Loki and all of that shit. I've had to go through a lot of karma that was unnecessary because of my past lives and stuff like that. But I'm grateful that I have the memory of all of those experiences. So this whole sacrificial thing that these people were trying to do to you, this is backfired. This is like definitely not working. Yeah, bullies bulky because they see something in you that triggers them. That's exactly it. They see God within you. And because they don't feel that God is within them, even though we're all made up of God's energy, God created everything. Even though they don't see it's truly it is your light. For me, people get real irritated with the morning star light. Like they see that and they're just like, boom, you're the devil, you're evil, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is that, you know, everybody has had lifetimes where we've been a Christ person and somebody that's a low vibrational person. So we're literally, if we didn't have one end of the experience, we wouldn't be able to understand the other. This is key to understanding spiritual warfare because people, yes, it's definitely not your guys' fault. Do not, when people are triggered, do not take it personally, okay? Because it's not you that they hate, it's God. Okay. It's the God on the inside of you that they dislike. So just know that literally. And that's why that song, This Little Light of Mine, I'm going to let it shine. That probably provokes demons to anger and wrath. Like literally. Yeah. There was a King of Pentacles that was trying to bargain for your soul. And this group, I don't know if these are Freemasons. I feel like these are people that are attached to secret societies and cults and religions. Okay. And they're also attached to the government. It's like these people, they are like questioning themselves right now because their sacrifice, they thought that a sacrifice went through when you were a child and it didn't. Like this is dating back to how people are still worshiping ball and blocks, you know? Yeah. And I don't think that all, like, again, when we talk about Masons and stuff, I do not believe that all Masons are evil. I don't believe that all Satanists, first of all, Satanists are people that like rebellion. They don't even believe in the devil. It's like a metaphor to them. Okay. So that's why I don't fear people. Like I don't fear Satanists. The type of person that I fear is somebody that doesn't know who they are. Okay. Somebody that's like an extremist, basically. So yeah, so people that are into Satanism, they kind of make fun of the devil. This is kind of why it irritates me, because they're claiming to be supportive of the devil, but they're wearing devil costumes and acting a fucking whole donkey, doing these weird rituals. And I feel like Aleister Crowley, he made well, first of all, the Babylon working is what brought my soul into this universe so I could be here again. I was able to escape hell. I left my daughter there, and then she ended up showing up on the earth as well, which I'm actually grateful for. So, there's a whole lot of change happening, and these people are just very they're ignorant. Okay. They don't understand that not everything is as it is as you read in a book, right? Like the people that think that the Bible is not literature, those are the ones that I feel like are in the matrix. They're deceived. Yeah. You went to, wow, Salem and the Church of Satan. Wow. And there was a lot of that were kind of connected. Interesting. See, this is why I watched a documentary about it. And you're Mary Lilith and the dragon. Exactly. That's exactly it. When you guys tap into these really ancient energies, this is like why I love the bumper sticker. It says, be a Lilith, not an Eve. Because Lilith is, she was the real wife of Adam. Well, the twin flame of Adam. Eve is a soulmate, and God was basically like, well, since you didn't like my creation, here, I'm going to pluck some cells from your rib cage. Like, this is all scientific experiment. And then I'm going to create a woman based off of your cellular structure. And that was Eve. So 8 of Wands. These people have done too much shit at the crossroads. These people are also at a crossroads. Oh, thank you. I love your guys' passion as well. And I love that you guys are actually seeking answers. This is why I love people that are into tarot, because they're not just living a lie. Like a lot of people are straight up living lies. Like they don't know who they are. They don't, and they feel pressured by their family to conform. And so I feel bad for those people, but you guys are the ones that are here to wake those people up, because everybody does deserve salvation if they want to awaken from the matrix. And this is why we try not to judge other people, because, for one reason, we can't really judge somebody that's asleep in the matrix that has no awareness of the spiritual world. And that's kind of unfair. We wouldn't want to be judged when we were asleep if we ever were. 3. So this King of Pentacles thought that they mastered something with ritualistic sacrifice. Again, I don't really believe in sacrificing to spirits, deities, demons, whatever. I don't believe in that. And I don't think that it works. If it worked, basically, Spirit of Sauron endured. Literally, if sacrifice actually worked, you guys, the Aztecs would not have gone extinct or whatever. I don't want to say extinct, but whatever it's called. Like they had a time where they were in such drought, they just kept sacrificing more people, and it obviously was not working. And so I do feel like people will try to do sacrifices to cleanse themselves, but all it does is it attaches more negative energy to them. So this is why I feel like sacrifice is probably the only type of sacrifice you want to do, is sacrificing people, places, and things that don't serve you by giving those things to God. And that's not using a nice knife to sacrifice anything. That's just literally saying, okay, I'm going to stop watching this show that is toxic. I'm going to stop engaging with Aunt Jojo, like whoever it is, that's toxic. So when you give up things to God, basically God will help you remove that toxicity from your life. That's the only type of sacrifice. And even that, it's just like giving things over to God and releasing things that don't serve you, especially limiting thoughts and beliefs. Limiting thoughts and beliefs are a big thing. Those you can sacrifice at any time and be like, okay, I sacrifice this way of thinking. I don't want to think this way anymore. When you acknowledge a pattern, you have the ability to break that pattern. You know what I mean? But if you can't acknowledge the pattern to see it for what it is, and that's why people that are asleep in the matrix, they are presented a pattern, but they maybe don't see the pattern, or they don't know about the pattern. This is why being asleep is dangerous, because that's when witchcraft works the best. When somebody, and this is why witches tell you, oh, if you don't believe in magic, it won't work on you. That is a damn lie. Witches want you to not believe in magic, because if you believe in magic, then you are going to be checking for it in your energy. And if you check for it in your energy, you're going to do something about it. And the witch does not want it returned back to them. I can guarantee that. Yeah, sacrifice is forbidden. And so this is like literally verbatim why witches tell you that, oh, if you don't believe in it, it won't affect you. Oh, you can curse somebody and it won't come back to you. Like, sorry, sir, ma'am. Did y'all forget the law of attraction? Shit, what you send out will come back to you. You can think you can control the way you send it out, but witchcraft is a fucking experiment. I don't care. Throughout all time, even Aleister Crowley's rituals through Thelema. I will tell you that I've done the headless, the bornless ritual. And what that does is it severs off your birth chart so that people cannot use what's in your birth chart against you, basically. So Aleister Crowley, he's one of my spirit guides. He was like definitely a different type of person. Okay, when he was alive, people did not understand him. When he came forward with the "do what thou wilt," that is not go do whatever the fuck you want whenever you get ready to whoever you want. That's not what that means. That's how it's interpreted. But what it actually means is you're speaking to your higher self. Do what thou, higher self, wilt with me. Whatever your purpose is, basically. Do what you want with me, God. That's what that means. But people, they mistaken it for it being do whatever the fuck you want. This is why people get in so much trouble. They get in so much trouble. Ten of Swords. What was I just saying? These people are in the Ten of Swords. You know, whatever they were offering at the crossroads has been rejected. Okay, point blank, period. I don't care if it was an animal or if these people were still trying to be like, no, I did this ritual on this child when they were younger. It doesn't matter. Like, whatever was done to you as a child, if you get those memories back, which I've had satanic ritual abuse memories come back from a childhood's family that I would stay at their house all the time. Cancel and rebuke it. You know, yeah, when people are not awake, like it's really hard to connect with them and to get them to understand. But the good thing about this, you know, when witches do a lot of witchcraft on people that are asleep, it works the best because those people will never check for it. Thus, they'll never return it back to the sender, basically. Yes, Odin sacrificed himself to gain knowledge of the runes. Absolutely. He plucked out his eye, which was one sacrifice. And then there was another story, I think, where he kind of like Jesus was tied to a tree or something like that. So, you know, sacrifices, when you're doing it yourself, I guess it can be beneficial. But again, I do feel like trying to sacrifice other people is just that's not going to happen, especially in this new age of Aquarius. People are awakening and they're going like, okay, what in the hell happened to me? You know, yeah. I just heard The Conjuring. Isn't that a movie? So maybe somebody was conjuring something up that they can't control now. And this is why they're in the Ten of Swords. Yeah, The Conjuring is a movie, isn't it? With Ed and Lorraine Bourne. The thing I saw about Ed and Lorraine Bourne is that a lot of these hauntings that they went to were not as haunted until they got there. It's something about their energy that made the shit worse significantly. You still have a soul contract with the universe. This could have been why they were trying to sacrifice you. You guys also have a love union coming in, a twin flame partnership. This is something that cannot be stopped. This Ace of Wands fertility energy is just showing me that if you guys are wanting to start a relationship, you know, it may be the time to get on a dating site. If you're wanting to, or if your friends invite you out, go out. Okay. And if you don't have friends, take yourself on dates. You have to start that process of feeling safe, first of all, to be loved, feeling safe to love, and then actually going out and like, okay, I was severely abused when I was married. And I would take myself on dates and it would help me literally, because he would never take me on dates. He was useless. But, um, I was asleep at that time and I was under witchcraft from him, a lot of it. And now that it took me years to clear the witchcraft that this warlock did on my life. Like it literally took me years, But if you don't feel like you want to date, then that's okay. But it is showing up here that, you could have a lover coming in. You could be getting prepared to move forward and let go of the past hurt so that you can, have something positive come in. Also, this Two of Cups it could be a new love affair, but it also could be a new love affair with God. You basically being committed to the Most High and having a spiritual soul contract. That's what I'm saying. A lot of you guys, your gifts are expanding. You were abused as a child, had a lot of other things. I'm so sorry you went through that. Never been on a date, but you're letting go of past hurts. Good. Yeah, let go of past hurts. Start dating yourself. It is just a very easy way to start going out and being in public and enjoying your own company. And when you love on yourself, you will draw in somebody that also will love on you. So this Three of Pentacles, you got a community supporting you. I also get that if this is a love union coming in, you're going to have like your family is going to like this person, even if you don't like your family. This is just like a very compatible situation that I'm seeing here that's trying to form. And these people were wanting to deceive you so that you would fall into their trap, basically. But because you have not accepted the advances of these weird people, and it doesn't matter what your gender is, these people were planning on sending somebody in no matter what to try to ensnare you in a relationship. So, and I've talked about this before, how I call them handlers, okay? Because like Lady Gaga's fiance is a handler. Now he makes every decision for her, and she doesn't even know who the fuck she is anymore. Which is sad because we all love Lady Gaga. At least I think that she's great. And so there are other, Britney Spears, Kevin Federline was her handler. These people were sent in by the people in the industry to control these people, to dominate them, and to take over their money. Somebody is trying to do that. They're trying to send somebody that's in that's a handler. Yes, you knew that they were handlers. So the thing is, you're going to be able to tell which ones are handlers and the ones that are not. Do not think when this person comes in that they're too good to be true, because that's what these people want you to think. They don't want you having an authentic connection with somebody. Yeah. Well, I would say that you can trust, like God will bring in somebody that you can trust. Okay. You just got to be open to it, and you have to let go of the belief that you cannot trust anyone, because that's not true. Not all people are the same. Not everybody has a bad agenda. Okay. Like most people are very self-centered, but at the same time, not everybody is evil. You know what I mean? And I feel like the most evil people you're probably going to find in secret societies, cults, covens, or churches. That's my experience when it comes to people and their beliefs, right? Like I am very much for the LGBTQ plus community. Okay. I just support, because my stepdaughter is part of that. And I would never revoke my love from her. Okay. Even though we don't talk, I would never revoke my love from her. And so I've had people that are in that community that I absolutely adore and love. And so I definitely support that community. But what I don't support, kind of like what Jeffree Star talks about, is these people that are pretending to be trans that are not really trans. They're predators, right? So just be aware that there are people out there like that at this time that are wanting to enter the dating scenes, and they are predator-like. If any of you have children, make sure that you are like telling your children how to be internet safe, okay? Because there has been multiple Minecraft people, adults getting on Minecraft, connecting with children, and probably other things as well to ensnare them. So just make sure that if you do have children, that you are either monitoring their device, or you have some type of way to, I think the first time I allowed my stepdaughter to be on the internet without like supervision was when she made friends at school and started emailing people. But I had access to that email account. So I was making sure that there were no predators trying to talk to her. Okay. And I didn't go through and read her stuff. I just, I can use my intuition and go through each person and make sure. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You can rely on someone to make you happy, but it is your job to fill your own cup of happiness. And when you do that, you'll draw on people that do the same thing. This Three of Pentacles is a community that's going to support you guys. It's going to be very supportive of your relationship, and it's also going to want to watch you guys thrive. Okay? And this collaboration of a soul tribe community, these people that want to continue the spiritual warfare, they're going to have to answer to your soul tribe, literally. Like, I pray for all of the people that are on my platforms that are my subscribers. I pray for my soul tribe almost every day. And I'm like, please, God, help them to see whatever it is that they need to see so that they can heal and move forward and all that stuff. So, Five of Wands. These people were trying to compete with you. It'll never make sense to me why you got a group of people that are competing with you. That is fucking weird. But yeah, somebody wants to take this divine life purpose and soul contract that you have. They also want you to give them your good luck. Some of you guys have actual leprechauns attached to your family lineage. Okay. So again, I was picking up on the leprechaun energy a couple of days ago that it was real pissed off that somebody was trying to steal your good fortune and your luck. Also, these people are experiencing very bad luck. Yeah, like literally, these people are experiencing bad luck. They can't go anywhere without having a problem occur. Three of Wands. Yeah, you're creating something here. Whatever you're focusing on, you're drawing to you, and this is a positive thing. I also see that whatever, like, you guys could have put a project aside or a hobby. You're being guided because now that this spiritual warfare crap is over, I mean, I'm not going to say that you're never going to experience spiritual warfare. Yes, do not rub elbows with people. Be careful of who people touch you. Don't be letting people you don't know hug on you. Okay. And make sure that you do something to cleanse your hands. All right. When you shake hands with people. And yes. Yeah. Yeah, isn't Sauron from the Lord of the Rings? Isn't, because there's a Sauron and then there's a Saruman. I forget which is which. There's one that's like inside the void, and then there's one that's like the white bearded wizard. But that is a real place, y'all. It's on the inside of this planet. So all of those stories that Tolkien came up with were legitimate things that happened with just fourth dimensional beings. In fact, Alice in Wonderland is also in the astral realm. But yeah, Saruman is a wizard. Okay, yeah, absolutely, they're real. I actually have the crystal. That's that crystal ball. I've got it in my bathroom. I actually have a crystal that is the crystal ball that is from that movie, and it has the slit to the void and everything. Maybe I'll have to show it to you guys one day. But yeah, literally verbatim. I was contacted by Gaudriel a long time ago about the rings, and I had a very bad experience with the one ring because I took it out of that dimension universe, and then it was basically stuck on me, and then I started seeing all these fifth dimensional beings for a long time. I tried to get the thing off. We tried to clear it, didn't fucking clear off, but it ended up being okay. It ended up being all right. But yeah, I've definitely had a lot of weird experiences. I also read for the people that were Bilbo and Frodo. They came into the store and I was like, oh my God, I know who you are. So look at this. This spy energy, this very nosy ass energy. These people are looking, they're doing some type of divination to try to find out, first of all, if you're going to accept this Knight of Wands offer. They're also trying to find out how you extracted them from your energy. These people thought that it was going to be impossible for you to do this. Literally, like I said, elves are angels, absolutely, just without wings. But like I'm saying, literally, for you to extract these people, like I said, you can't control what your ancestors are going to do. 5. like I said, there's a lot of change coming in, but it's good change because you're protected. You know, where before you were feeling like doubt, now it's certainty. If you put down a project, pick it back up because now it's safe for you to produce whatever this is. Yeah, the orcs were definitely demonic, you know. But again, they're not, even things that are demonic are not 100% bad. It's like people just label things. I think Christianity labels everything to be evil. I will tell you that I've never come across a jinn that's not mischievous, but you know, you gotta look at things as how they're created and how they live their lives. What I like about the new seasons of the Lord of the Rings, whatever that one's called, is it shows the elf that created the orcs. It shows a backstory, so you actually get to learn that the orcs are not. Yes, they're disgusting, but they're like not. You know, they're not as bad. It's not just a story. Every time we think that something is just a story, I want you to do the research on it. Pennywise the clown, not just a story. You know, the Rings of Power, not just a story. I've had personal experiences with them. So I know that they're not just a story. Even though it looks like it could just be a story, it's really not just a story. These people that they write these books, even Frankenstein was not just a story. They go into the dream state or they go into an altered state and they start to channel things that have already happened. And that's how this stuff gets created. And that's my personal opinion because I'm like, I would think, you know, I would think that, okay, this shit's not real until boom, something would come forward and I'd be like, holy shit, this shit's real. In fact, I had the other psychic I work with was also being contacted by Galadriel with a distress cry. We helped her ascend. But yeah, those beings are absolutely real. Fourth dimensional, fifth dimensional beings, absolutely real. So you guys are very magical naturally. Okay. You have magical protection. This is how these people are viewing it. Like you have magical protection. It is magical. Okay. Because you guys have natural magic. You don't have to get up. You don't have to get up in the middle of the night, pick up a book and chant some weird shit or however they do witchcraft, you know. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is basically call your power and your energy back to you. And you guys also alchemize your own energy. This means it doesn't matter what these people throw at you, you can alchemize it, which means you take it, it comes to you in one form and you transform it into something else. That's why the violet flame of Saint Germain is an essential tool to use. These people are up under judgment. I feel like they know that they're up under judgment, and these people are like very shocked at this because they thought that they were getting away with it for a long time. This judgment that they're up under is causing a major tower to hit. And these people were abusing their powers, you know, like they are having now natural disasters and they want to blame you. They want to say that you're doing black magic, but no, this is just their own shit backfiring, you know? Like literally, okay, the Grinch was a real person. Okay. I've been listening to all of these things that like the Cenobites are real, you know? And there's evidence of this shit. It's not just me saying it. Like there's a lot of things that was commercialized after the real experience, like Candyman was also real after the real experience happened. So there's this channel I watch that does the backstories on the real life occurrences, okay, of these things. And it's like something Grimoires. It's called something Grimoires, but yeah, it's very, very interesting to me because basically you find out that these authors are taking things that have already occurred, you know, in the past, and then they're just rewriting it to be like today's fiction. So that was one way that I realized that basically probably only the creepy pastas are based off of people's real imagination, you know, and even some of that stuff could also be things like I've written some creepy pastas and yeah, I've used complete imagination on them, but I did take real life experiences that actually happened in some of them and just change them up. So look, we've got the Eight of Pentacles here. This work that you're doing is keeping you protected. And this is why I'm saying it's safe for you to build a project. You do have a King of Swords that wants to come down very hard on you, but this person's also up under judgment and they have to walk away from this Queen of Wands that they were working with, okay, to try to destroy and defame your character. And the crazy shit was when we would have the people that played these roles in another lifetime, or you could say like their higher self or whatever. They would come into the store and they would have symptoms and side effects of that lifetime going on. And that's what they would need help with. And that's how I would figure out who they were. And then we would be able to resolve it. Most of it, anyways. Yes, a lot of the rewrites. Exactly. Exactly. That's why you stopped watching movies and reading things. Yeah, I realized that almost all of it, in fact, all of it that I have come across is rewrites. Friday the 13th, real person. All of these people, they were real people in the past. Devil energy. This Queen of Wands is purely demonic. Okay. Like they are in their south node. This person thinks that they're in their north node, but they're not. This is why delusion is crazy. This person also believes that they're God's gift to this planet. Like this person believes that they're better than you, which they're making a big mistake by thinking that, for like the past 2 years. Yeah. You've realized that. Yeah. Let me see if I can search what that grimoires, because it goes through like literally YouTube. I don't know if it's haunted grimoires. It should just come up because I've subscribed to the channel. Grimoires, the Grinch. I'll have to search for that one. No, this is just pulling up Grinch stuff. I want to say, is it haunted grimoires? Let's see. No. Or I could say the true story of. Okay, it's called Grim Reality. Grimoires. It did have the word grim in it. So I'm going to type this in. So they have, like, if I go to this channel, okay, if I go, it's called, what was it called? Take me to the channel. Grim Reality True Crime. That's what it's called. Okay. They have the terrifying true story behind Slender Man, the terrifying true story behind Momo. They've got the terrifying true story behind Leprechaun, the Joker, Krampus, the Grinch, the Candyman, Santa Claus, Godzilla, the Wolfman. So I'm going to type it into the chat. You guys may be really into that. I think that it's extremely interesting. It's called Grim Reality True Crime. But yeah, I've been listening to those and I'm like mind blown by it. And I always knew that these beings were real because I've had, you're repeatedly clearing. That's okay. Look, you guys, when I started using the empathic clearing technique, I had to use it 3 to 5 to 6, sometimes even 10 times a day. Okay. And it is to the point where your mouth is dry. Make sure that you guys are drinking water. Okay. And make sure you're blessing your water, saying a prayer. It's up to 20. So let's see what else comes out. What else do we need to know besides that this devil energy is upset? You're the star. This work that you're doing is going to make you a star. Like whether it takes 1 year, 6 months, or whatever else, okay, this is your energy. You possess a star. Just like how I possess the morning star and work with that energy, you possess your own star. Literally, okay? This is why these people, this no talent having ass bitch of a Queen of Wands wants to be you so bad. They literally want to become you, okay? And I would be making sure that you pray Psalm 91 against these people, just to keep, because these people, to be honest, do I feel like they're going to stop trying to do spiritual warfare? I don't think that these people understand what's going on. I don't think that they're intuitive enough to understand. Yes, you know what? It's okay if you guys get upset. You've seen me upset before. It's okay. Just make sure that you're not being destructive when you're upset. If you need to cry, cry. I will be the one to tell you it is okay to have emotions, especially when you're an empath and you're trying to work through this dense energy and it's not even yours. Literally, it's okay to release it. Grounding your energy will be really important. That's one way that you can release empathic energy. Another way, okay, is wearing, I'll type it in the chat. I've got 2 bracelets of it in here. Well, here it is. Okay, these are the 2. This is the same crystal, but it's 2 different clarities. This is called tourmalated quartz. Okay, it's black tourmaline and quartz together. These bracelets. Okay, I'll type it in the chat. That is the best crystal to block out empathic energy. Yeah, and if you feel like you're saying you're sorry, stop saying you're sorry, because you don't need to be sorry. So it's called tourmalated. It might be with an N. Tourmalated quartz. And it's got black tourmaline, okay, and quartz together. And that is, and you can get it in bracelet size. Just make sure that you have some selenite so that you can clear it. I would say if you wear it for a day, when you get done with the day, put the selenite. If you have a piece like this, put the crystal on the selenite or next to it. For crystals to be working, people do not know this, okay? Sometimes people think that they can buy a crystal, like this piece of rose quartz. They think that they can buy a crystal and have it at home. And while they're out running errands, they think that the crystal's working for them. The only crystal that can do that type of thing is clear quartz or Lemurian quartz, okay, which is also a type of quartz. And that has to be programmed to work for you while you're away. Every other crystal, for it to be working, because these are just minerals, okay, for it to be working in your field, it's got to be within arm's length. All right. So that's why getting bracelets, getting rings, and then if you have a purse, you could always put your crystals in the purse, but make sure your purse is within arm's length. All right. You have a quartz in your bra. I had somebody in school, like, I would ask them how they were getting, like, because they didn't study. I was like, how in the hell are you getting like these A++, like, on every test? And this person was like, okay, I'll show you. And I was like, okay, you'll show me. What does that mean? And they literally pulled a fucking crystal. It was like a Himalayan salt lamp type looking crystal out of their backpack. And they said, this is how. And I was like, you're joking. They're like, no, I'm serious. This is how I'm passing all the tests. So anyways, maybe she just had a really good luck one, or maybe she was just very smart. But either way, I was like, what? Like, I had no idea that. But yeah, crystals are minerals. Okay. And so just like how we would take a mineral internally, these are energetic, but they're also minerals. So when they're in contact with the body, that's when they're working. When they're within arm's length, that's when they're working, with the exception of organite. Now, organite is a specific combination of crystals and different metals and copper. Okay. And so this will put off a actual field of energy that can go through the entire room. All right. But it's because of the compound of the different elements inside the organite, which is crystal, metal, and copper, and, whatever else is in there that makes organite. So organite's great because it puts off a field, blocks out EMF rays, and EMF rays are very, very harmful energies that you don't want to absorb. So just an FYI, I've got one over there and I've got one there. This one I got offline, and it's not nearly as strong as the ones we would get from the vendors. You're feeling tingles down your left leg. So the left leg is all about receiving. It's also all about stability. Let's ask what the significance of the left leg is. What is the spiritual meaning of the left leg? Meaning of tingling in the left leg. Because what I'm feeling empathically from you is that there was something going on with the knee. Okay. There was somebody was trying to block your forward movement. And it feels like, okay, so it says in spiritual context, a tingling sensation in the left leg often interprets as a sign of moving or unblocking emotional and intuitive energy, or as an ascension symptom related to your body's vibrational changes. That's what I'm picking up. That it's more like your left leg is your feminine energy, your right leg is your masculine energy. So it says important medical disclaimer: persistent or severe tingling should be first evaluated by a healthcare professional, obviously. Okay. Sciatica. A lot of people think the sciatica nerve has to do with the leg, but it actually has to do with the sacral chakra and the lower back. When I have sciatica pain, I have to obviously stretch my leg, and then I will crack my lower back. Okay. And move the vertebrae. And then that's where all of the nerves meet, is in the back there. And so usually what I've felt like the sciatica pain is basically not feeling supported by God or by the universe, or being disappointed in God or the universe, right? And so when your body gives you a sensation, pay attention to it. You can search it. Sometimes the searches will be dead on and sometimes they won't be dead on accurate, but you'll be able to intuitively pick up, okay, what is my body trying to tell me about this sensation, right? And sometimes it just means that you guys need to, for some of you, if you're having sciatica pain, you could need to eat more yogurt or have more probiotic. Okay. And then for some of you, it could be working on that issue with not feeling supported. And then making sure that you are cracking your back, just to keep yourself in alignment, basically. But when you feel sciatica pain, I would go first to going, okay, is something trying to block my forward movement, my downloads, or my ability to be intuitive? Look at your body like the tree of life, okay? Where you can envision that roots come out of your feet and go down to the center of the earth. That's a really good way to ground your energy. And then just make sure that you're developing a yes and no answer system so that you can ask questions and get the answer back. Okay. Like there was this one time when somebody came into the store and I read them, and they were dealing with leg pain. And it was because we ended up finding out that it was because this person was dealing with somebody from a past life. The person I was reading for was the character that was Herod in the Bible. And then Salome was this lady's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. And this lady that was Salome kept pressuring the one girlfriend to do things against their free will that they didn't want to do. And it was affecting the hips and the leg. Okay. And so when we were able to figure that out, we cleared the energy, and then, she didn't come back in with that problem anymore. So figuring out, you don't have to figure out the story behind it, but if you do, you can become aware of patterns and how they repeat so that you can avoid it from repeating again. Okay. Because she was going through that same thing, just like Herod was like off with John the Baptist's head over Salome dancing. It was like the same exact experience, just in this day's age, of this person trying to pressure her into doing something. And that's something, if you feel pressure in your body, you need to ask yourself, what is pressuring me, or what pressure am I putting on myself that needs to be looked at? So this star ability that you have is why this Queen of Wands is so envious and jealous. I feel like you've shined like a star since you've been a child. Like, this is something the anointing on you is notable. The sun, the star in the sun. So you're the light of the world in the most literal sense. This is why it's irritating this person's demon. This person, or demons, however many they got. This Queen of Wands was trying to conspire with a whole group of people to limit your freedom. They didn't want you to be able to choose for yourself. And they also didn't want you to be able to receive intuitive downloads about what is going on in your life. This is why witch and warlocks don't ever want people waking up and tapping into their intuition, because then you're going to be asking those questions of why is this pattern continue to create? Why is this sensation still here? If you were to like just randomly start getting headaches, confirmation. There was a time where I was not aware that the alkaline water that I was drinking was giving me headaches, that giving me a detox headache. But if you were to get headaches every day, that would be something to look at. Like, do I need to drink more Gatorade? Do I have enough electrolytes in my system? Sometimes I could have a headache, have forgotten to have drinking electrolytes. I'll go take a few swips of Gatorade, and boom, the headache is gone. And so when you guys go through these systems of, okay, have I drank enough water? What have I eaten recently? And then what was I thinking about? And if you're checking off like, no, everything's in order, and you still have like a headache, then I would be asking, is this magic? Is this somebody's witchcraft? Is this empathic energy that I'm feeling? That type of thing. For a little while now, you've been disconnected like since like fall. Okay, well, this is a great time to reconnect, literally. If you've been feeling disconnected, that'd be another thing that I ask. Spirit, could you show me if there's somebody trying to mess with my connection with the Most High? That's probably one of the most things that offends God the greatest, is like when people are trying to disconnect you from God. And I've had people been using every method under the sun and under the moon possible to try to do that to me. And because I was born a psychic, I was born an extraterrestrial, and all of that shit, my birth mother went around telling everybody that I was an alien baby and I wasn't my father's baby and all this nonsense. Which really isn't nonsense, because that entire side of my family is like that. And then the other side of my family is also like that. My grandma was also always talking about the Pleiadians. So you just have to know your history and be like, okay, is this something that's normal for me, or is it normal for my lineage? And then if you find out, okay, it's not normal, asking yourself like, what is it that I'm doing that's making me feel disconnected? For some of you, it may just be that you need to do a little fast. And again, if you're on medication, like I have to take some prescriptions, I will literally do short fasts. And I always make sure I'm drinking water. Okay. What fasting does is it basically, you're wanting to fast on what you're ingesting mentally, physically, and all of that wise. Bless your water, take vitamins. Okay. For some of you, you're just deficient in some type of vitamin that needs, and always ask your doctor as well, so that you make sure that you'll know if it's witchcraft. You'll go to the doctor and the doctor will say there's nothing wrong with you. That's the telltale sign to me, when people would come in and they'd be like, I'm having all this stomach pain, I'm having all this back pain or whatever. I went to the doctor, had all these tests done, and nothing came out positive. And then I will know, okay, well then let's look and see if it's witchcraft. And boom, ding, ding, ding. 9 times out of 10, it's either a psychic attack or witchcraft of some type, or spiritual warfare. And then that's when we start to address it that way. And that's when this thing gets actually cleared up. So no, heavens is loosed on the earth as well. See, I started talking about connection, and now something is trying to mess with the connection. It did it for just a second. We cancel and rebuke anybody trying to mess with the spiritual connection of me, my collective, and we also call in Archangel Raziel and all abilities. And we thank you, everything in the universe, for helping us with that. See, this person is in the 5 of Pentacles. They don't want to hear that they're in the 5 of Pentacles. They also do not want you making a connection with a person, a place, a thing, or a gift. Yes, copper's really good too for headaches. Thank you for reminding me that. Copper and rose quartz. I love that. Oh, and leaves. How cute. How cute. Your grandfather would talk about the star systems to you when you were a child. Yes, remember those things. You can always communicate with the stars. I will straight up go out from the moon. So you do have the ability to change things within yourself, and then the outside will change. You're dealing with somebody that's stuck in poverty. They've lost a home. This person was trying to get you to lose your home. That is not going to happen. This is one reason why you cut this person off. The person that was attacking me in my home when I take the store and all that shit, But I didn't figure out that it was a collective of people until it was basically too late and they were conspiring with the cops. If you're dealing with gang stalking, you need to cancel and because the things that are benevolent, that are positive, all the spirit guides and angels, they will not intervene on your free will. Like, won't do things for you without you giving them permission to. It's just because they respect free will. However, the darkness, they don't give a fuck about free will. If you have a being that is like a wraith or don't care, you know. I think the biggest difference between evil and good, if we could say that evil even exists, is that the evil or the darkness does not respect life and God's creation, where the light respects free will between the two. But I don't necessarily believe in evil, like for verbatim. I believe that more people become evil over time. I don't think people are born evil. I know there's bad seeds that are born, but it takes a lot of fucked up things that occur to make somebody become evil, and just cool so that they can stalk you in it. God's not going to give these people a house so they can sit there in their house stalking you. God's not going to give these people resources so that they can pay other people to stalk you. Okay? Point blank, period. This is why God is stripping these people of everything that they need to move. And you guys have a very deep, close connection with God. I don't consider God to be a male or a female. Okay. I consider God to be something that is different, that's higher. It could be both things, but you do have a connection with the Father, with your actual Father in heaven, if you want to look at it that way. And that's what I'm getting. Still carrying this bundle of sticks that they could have dropped at any time. But because they chose to continue to engage in spiritual warfare with you, these people are having to carry the bundles by themselves. And then this 5 of Cups energy, this loss and regret, crying over spilled milk, all of that, this is like not your fault, okay? But sometimes you have to witness other people's karma because it's a learning lesson, all right? And you're not to blame for these people being a failure. If I was picking up that somebody was going to try to come back in from you're going to know who it is trying to fuck with the connection. You're going to know who it was that was trying to mess with your connection to God. You're also going to know who it was that was working against you. These people are going to come back on their hands and knees begging for forgiveness. And I suggest that you guys keep it put. Okay. Like literally, if you reopened a relationship with this Queen of Wands in any type of way, a friendship or a not platonic relationship, you would be up shit's creek without a paddle, just like them. And God will allow you to experience what they're going through due to the fact because you were, look, these cops, hold up. I'm going to wait for the connection to restabilize. Okay. So these cops are really, really pissed off because they were not able to ensnare you. These people are in deep regret because you're still getting your wishes answered. Like literally, and yeah, glitching bad. That's because, the whole messing with the connection thing, that's literally what's going on here. Somebody's trying to fuck with the connection. So we're going to get a conclusion here, and then I'll move on to doing the next reading on my other platform. But these people that were trying to mess with your connection, you cut them off. This is why if you were feeling disconnected or it's hard to tap in, it's literally because somebody was trying to sever your connection with God, which is impossible to do to somebody. So just know that you're about to get your wishes granted, and this person's their punishment is going to be, you're not even sure if your sister has a true connection. Yeah, I don't get that she does. I mean, not to God. She's connected to something, but it's not God. That could be Sculpted Slug, why she thinks that she's better than you. She could be getting fed literally that information from whatever this, I don't know what to call it, deity, whatever it is. Yeah, that's probably why she thinks she's better than you, but that's not actually true. Yeah, you don't think she is either. Yeah, I definitely picked up that she's not connected to the Most High. It's something else. See, your part of your guys' wish because of the envy and jealousy and the greed. A lot of it has to do with greed. A lot of it has to do, you guys, with an inheritance. This high priestess ability is an inheritance. That is a gift that comes from God. That's your intuition, And, this Ace of Pentacles, you're about to receive, you could have literally like y'all could have siblings that are pissed off about you receiving an Ace of Pentacles while they're in the Six, having to make payments and all this stuff. It is what it is. Nine of Swords. These people can't get out of bed. They're literally grieving because you're moving forward. That is ridiculous. I think that the best thing that you could do is pray for these people to find actual real God. And then why I say that is because when people become connected to God, it just seems like God inspires them to stop attacking others. You know what I mean? Like literally. God will be like people that were attacking you before, when they finally make their connection with God, they'll realize that it's not necessary to attack you. But how I was saying that these people are mistaking your ancestors whooping their ass for you doing black magic on them. The things that these people are going to go through, they're not going to be able to deny that this was anything other than the spiritual realm, karma, and God. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. You just put your hands up and say, it's enough. Exactly. And then say, handle it. Spirit guides, handle it. Because they have the ability to reverse and undo all of these satanic rituals and the sacrifice magic. And that's what it is. When you're dealing with destiny swap, that is a form of sacrifice. Okay. And when you got a sister sculpted slug that is trying to destiny swap with you, that's why your connection's been a little bit up and down, because she wants that connection. She wants this high priestess ability. She wants to be able to see the future. But the thing is that, you know, why people are allowed to see the future, why I can see the future, is because I can guide people to avoid tragedy by telling them what's going to happen if they take this action or that action. Somebody doesn't want you to be able to do that for yourself. You're dealing with people that are chronically depressed. Okay. And I don't feel like you guys are chronically depressed, but I do feel like these other people are, you know. You even pointed to her face and told her to stop. Yeah, that probably pissed her off, literally. And, you know, I would be asking God, if there's any cords attaching me to anybody that's toxic, we want to cut those cords. Archangel Michael, we ask that those cords be cut. And whatever the root issue was that was attaching us to that other person, we invoke and evoke the violet flame of Saint Germain to transmute those energies. So I just was hearing that the moment that you step into your power, somebody is going to come forward and start to make fun of you. Okay. They're going to try to bully you or whatever. This is when you need to let your skin become a little bit thicker. Okay. And not take to heart what people who are unawakened and idiotic do. Because first of all, some of them are being paid to do this, which means they're going to come in and say whatever stupid shit they're going to say. And secondly, if you don't take it to heart, because it's really not about you. It's about these people despising God. That's the honest to God truth. Somebody is on their way to jail. These people were trying to literally get you imprisoned. This is not going to happen. These people are up under judgment. Just know that. I don't feel like these people are going to be successful at getting you locked up. And I don't feel like you're doing anything illegal either to get locked up. So I feel like these people might want to be mindful about gang stalking you and harassing you, because especially these police officers, they may end up all these people in this situation may end up going through awakening. This is definitely about a 10 of Pentacles that you have. Okay. An inheritance, a gift, a large sum of money, influence and importance. These people don't want you being influential, because you'll influence the world to become a better place. And these people want to keep people stuck in oppression, stuck in depression, and unaware of who their spiritual self is, and all that, in bondage. That's how these people operate. And that's the only way that they feel safe, is that they can dominate others. This 7 of Pentacles energy is a turning of the tables. These people are going to be imprisoned for something, whatever it is that they've been doing. You know, they're up under judgment already. They're going to be imprisoned, and it's going to be a turntables. Like all of this moon magic is going to backfire. It's literally all backfiring. Same thing happened when she was oppressed until she had her cardiac arrest. Yeah. And if you guys are feeling anything with the heart, I would cancel and rebuke any voodoo dolls, any effigies made of you, any type of demonic altars. We're canceling and rebuking all of that. And know that you're not powerless to this. You can always call upon the Most High to show you what you need to do to separate yourself from these people, places, and things. Yes, reposted this. Yes, for not the liar faces. Yeah. Okay, so this death energy is following these people. They were trying to use the moon to create a death in your life, and they wanted to take you out of the energy of the Nine of Pentacles, being able to stand on your own 2 feet. The fact that these people were not able to do this, they feel like failures, and they feel like you've done something like somebody could be saying that the reason you have success is because you do black magic. To be honest, I don't think that these people can take you to court. I don't think that just saying without having any evidence of somebody doing black magic, which how in the fuck would you get evidence of that other than asking God and the angels and stuff like that and intuitively picking it up? Let's see. How did I get evidence of the black magic? Oh, I had the practitioners contact me and tell me that they were doing black magic. That was one time that I was able to, but I didn't get those people persecuted because they were contacting me on Facebook to basically apologize because they didn't know what they were doing. And it was crazy because when the face popped up, their profile picture, I was like, holy shit, this is the person I've been seeing in my mind's eye for like ever. And I'm like, who the fuck is this blonde person? Just crazy. You're going to get justice here. These people, they don't have the energy to compete with you anymore. They don't have the energy. Okay. And you're about to get justice because you've lived in the upright. You guys are also completing projects, completing goals, fulfilling a divine life purpose, and you're being rewarded. You guys are going to get some good news. Could be about an inheritance. It could be about a home that was left to you. It could be about a large sum of money if there was fraud done on your name. Whatever this is, it's going to be for your highest and best good, this message. And it could also be something from Archangel Gabriel telling you that you are free to move forward and free to pursue your goals and your dreams and hopes. Okay. Yes. Wow. Wow. Yeah. When you see other people's faces in your mind's eye. Yeah. That's your intuition showing you that there is an energy that needs to be looked at. 10 of Cups, you guys are going to get some good news that contentment and a period of peace and joy is on its way because this spiritual warfare is over. You guys are also coming into public recognition and reward and fame, and that's going to be part of your future no matter what. This is a very strong, powerful energy that you possess because you possess the power of God within you. These people are fools. Okay. It was very foolish of these people to think that they could take you to court over your high priestess ability. Yes, you could definitely tell the difference when you remove yourself. And I suggest that you keep these people at arm's length. Don't let them know what you're doing. Don't let them know what you're up to. And just continue to cancel and rebuke these people when you feel them playing in your energy. Okay. You guys have the power to do that. You have much more power. You can be the God of your own reality. Okay. And work with the Most High God, your higher self. Okay. These people, they wanted to play God in your life. These people are not God. They're not even godly. They don't these people are dirty physically and metaphorically. Okay. So they don't have the ability to play God in your life. So let's see. What else do we need to know? I feel like there's a couple more messages that need to come out. Oh, I was hearing the names, James, Jake. I was also hearing Jacob, and I was hearing Jamie. I don't know why J names. The letter J is the strongest letter in the alphabet. Just to let y'all know. The Hierophant. See, these people are going to try to take you to court over something that's left to you. All right. This could be like an heirloom or something like that. This Hierophant, okay, group, even if they're deceived and trying to strip something from you legally, this will not happen. Okay. This will not work. It will not go through. Even if somebody tries to lie to this Hierophant group, they could be judges or whatever. There still were laws that were broken here. Okay. So these people are not going to gain the victory. You're still going to have your Wheel of Fortune. These people are not going to use you as a ritualistic sacrifice. They need to move on from that. And God is going to force them to move on from it. Okay. Yeah. Old ex connections, literally. God's going to force these people to move the fuck on and to get on from this shit. You also have a lot of abundance and a good harvest here and popularity coming in. This is why it's got this person. For some of you, it's a sister. For some of you, it's a parent. For some of you, it's an ex. boyfriend, ex-friend, ex-coworker. It's got this person livid. Okay. They're mad because you're being seen as a light worker. You're being seen as a chosen one, and you have a positive connection coming in. And this person is absolutely livid about it because they don't have anything like that going on in their life, and they feel like it's unfair. It's absolutely fair. We all have the same ability to create our realities with our thoughts and our beliefs. You chose to create a reality that's in alignment with your highest and best good. These people did not. Okay, they chose the opposite. So that's on them. That's not on you. You do not exist in this person's head making choices for them. So they need to stop blaming you. And when it comes to black magic, there's no way to prove, there's no way to actually prove unless there's messages of black magic being done on people. But that's what these people are on. Everything that they're saying that you do is the shit that they're doing. And so, as far as taking you to court and suing you over whatever this is that you're working on, these people are not going to do that. Make sure that if you are producing anything that has to do with writing, that you have gotten that copyright. Like for me, the book that's about to be published for me, I got the copyright done on this, the first thing out of all of it after having created it. I literally got the copyright done on it because I knew that, first of all, these people from my past already tried to copyright my shit. So just make sure you're doing everything legally to stay up on your taxes, to stay up on everything. Okay. Because these people are waiting to catch you slipping. 4 of Cups. They're going to be very dissatisfied with this sacrifice not being able to go through. And I also am hearing something about football. What is that about, Spirit? Maybe people were doing sacrifices to steal luck energy from one team to give it to another. God, whatever is going on with football, cancel and rebuke it, please. All the witchcraft that everybody's doing on football and the football players and all that shit. Like, come on. People need to learn to mind their fucking own business and leave others alone. You have a wheel of fortune that's coming in. Okay. Maybe you could like to watch football. That could be part of it. But there is an aspect of watching football that's energy harvesting. I have literally picked up on that. So we cancel and rebuke that. You're going to remain a Queen of Pentacles, my dear, because you are in alignment for the assignment, which means that there's nothing that these people can do to stop you. They can't break your forward movement. They definitely can't get through your protection. I mean, that's literal. It needs to be played fairly, without witchcraft and without sorcery and without trickery. Okay. So I do agree with that. And so, look, you guys have a lot of good things coming in. I want you to focus on the positive and try not to focus on these people and these situations. Don't let these people live rent-free in your head, okay? Because literally, they do not deserve a place in your heart or in your life, okay? And those of you that are creatives, that are songwriters, that are some of you guys are intuitives. What is it? There's a name for it. It's like where you can look at somebody and figure out what's going on. Yes, they're fired out of your life. You can figure out what's going on in their health. Okay. Some of you, medical intuitive, that's what it's called. So yes, thank you. Some of you guys are medical intuitives. Use your abilities. Okay, because these people are waiting for you to not use a gift or not know about a gift so they can try to steal it. That's not really possible, but they will try to attempt to do that. And so use your gifts and abilities. And I know that you guys are using it for the highest and best good, and this is why you're protected. You also have a soul tribe of people. Finally, after going through all of this trouble and all of these hard times and being screwed over endlessly, having people betray you randomly, please know that that's because you're chosen. Okay. Now you're coming into the era where you're going to have authentic people that actually love you, that want to see you do good. And if those people are not a part of your family, it is what it is. You can create your own family in this life. Okay. Through the people that you meet. And these people from the past, they're going to be upset. They're going to come forward and ask you for money. Okay. They're going to want your resources. They're going to try to debate you receiving an inheritance or whatever else. Could be spiritual, could be physical. When these people do this, ignore them, cancel and rebuke them, and ask God to block them. And know that it doesn't matter what these people say about you in a court of law, whether it's spiritual court or physical court. The law is the fucking law. point blank, period. These people cannot bend laws to benefit themselves. Okay. They have to, if this is a house they've kept from you, whatever it is, they have to give it to you. Okay. Because you're worthy of it. And not only that, if somebody wrote it in a will and a testament that you are to receive this, this, and this, that is what that dead person, deceased individual wanted. And no, these people are so dumb. They don't even think about, oh, am I going to piss off the dead? Obviously, them trying to keep an inheritance away from you, a gift away from you, or knowledge away from you, or even knowledge about an inheritance away from you, that is all manipulation, and that's going to piss off the dead. So if you have a dead ancestor or loved one come to you and tell you that they left you something, know that God will find a way to get it to you. Okay. And then these people want you to believe that you've missed your mark. You've missed out on all the good opportunities. That's not true. Any opportunity that these freaks decided to try to take from you was not an actual opportunity for you, because God will not allow you to miss the things that are meant for you. So just know that those people, places, and things that you felt like you missed out on, you did not miss out on. There was something you didn't see about it. All right. Okay, you guys, good. Be still and know that God is God, and give your guides and angels permissions to act for you. Okay. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I appreciate you guys. I will be taking a little bit of a break just for my mental health, but I will be back. All right. So just give me a few days and I will be back, but I will be heading to the other platform to do the next reading. I love you guys. I'm so proud of you. God bless you. Peace be with you. Have a wonderful day, you guys. All right. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. It was nice communicating with you guys today. And I love you guys so much. Peace be with you. I'll see you guys in the next reading. Bye.